that's big business. Hit town, but that's big pimpin'. My potential, that's infinite. Pin game insane. Make hits like King Griffin, a 10th inning.
Here's what I found. My watch just went off.
What did she find?
So,
Sorry, let's don't even intro yet. What did she find? Let's get that, because we're frank on this podcast, Sean. We're not going to start it out with misinformation.
I found the weather.
What about it did she find?
It's currently raining outside here.
Now you guys know. And where is that, Sean?
Allegheny, New York.
So anyone out there, if you're watching, it's no longer that time, but you know at one point it was raining in Allegheny, New York at 3:04 p.m. on May 1st.
Yeah.
We bring information to the people. So that's our jobs. It's our duty, and we have to uphold it.
Not just baseball news, but also the weather.
That's right.
Well, anyway, welcome to episode 31 of the 10th Inning Podcast. I'm Sean. He's Dan, and is that a Francisco Lindor gnome?
A bobblehead. It looks like a gnome, but it's a bobblehead. I got it last night at the Met game that I was at.
It's a great game for anybody not a Mets fan last night.
Schwarber looked good.
He did look good. How are you doing, Dan?
Man, I got home a couple days ago, Sean, and it has been a whirlwind. You know, Justin's been at my house almost every day to 3 a.m. trying to play Ray Allen. You know, I was out. I mean, picture this. Probably 10 hours ago, I was at a diner in Massapequa. Okay. Mac and cheese bites, something they call Reuben's spring rolls, and 3 ice cream sundaes around the table for 3 guys. And it was, Sean, it was a nightmare. It was a real nightmare. I don't know how I'm here today. I nearly crashed my car on the way home. It was, we're here today. You know, Sean, we live to see another. Great
point. We are here to enlighten you on the baseball news of what's been over a week at this point. You know, we're busy people. You know, we hope to get to the point where the podcast, you know, it takes over our entire lives. We don't have to work or anything, but at this moment,
buy the fucking hats. You know?
Yeah, buy them.
Come on.
But yeah, there's been quite a bit that's happening. I guess we want to jump right into the league news, right?
I'm gonna let you do that. I'm on a really tight schedule today, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my own segments while we're doing the podcast. So one of the segments we're gonna bring to you, the first one, Sean, is I'm gonna be doing apnea. Okay, that's breath holding while you do your thing, but it's only for 30 seconds. So as long as you talk for 30, no one's even gonna notice.
Okay. As long as you turn blue, then don't worry. Okay. So some league news. I just want to start off with the Yankees and Miles Straw and that ugly scene out there at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
With the beer cans and bottles being thrown down at the Guardians players. That's never a good thing that you want to see. And obviously, no one really. Anybody outside of Yankee fans hate the Yankees and Yankee fans themselves. So it really one of those things where it just doesn't help the case at all. Obviously, an ugly scene. Miles Straw, kind of a savage. Said the Yankees are the worst fan base in the world. Also, his video of when he went up into the stands, because this whole thing stemmed from, I don't know who's in right field, but he got injured, and the fans were basically telling him to stay down. They were glad he was injured. You know, when fans drink alcohol, things just come out that, you know, shouldn't. And he took offense to that, went up in front of one of the fans, and it arose from there. Very ugly scene, but yeah. Seems like it's an increase in all sports with fan interactions.
Yeah, well, perfect timing. Just got the breathe signal. Yeah, and you know, it's been weird because I've been like so high on Miles Straw. I feel like I might have even said it in the last episode. Picked him up in fantasy. I become like a Miles Straw guy. And then all of a sudden, the personality, you know, I'm a big personality guy. That kind of hurt to see. He's still on the team, but if that happens again, Sean, I mean, it's going to start affecting his play.
I don't know how much I'd blame him for that, though. You know what I mean? You're holding your breath? Okay, my bad. It's one of those situations where, you know, he probably shouldn't have went up into the stands, but, you know, they definitely shouldn't have thrown the beer bottles at him. Yeah, there you go. Some other league news I have. Anthony Rizzo right behind Dan right there, who someone on this podcast famously ranked as a top 10 first baseman, number 10, actually. He's leading the league with home runs. I forget, and you're holding your breath. He has 9 home runs, folks. I am not good with numbers. 9 home runs, leading the league. Obviously, Yankee Stadium helps with that, little league of a stadium they play in, but
yeah. No, I mean, I'm going to talk about it later because I'm going to show you guys the 3-homer game he had, Sean. And you guys tell me how many homers he hit, okay? Probably the worst 3-home run game I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
No offense. They were just like all squeakers at Yankee Stadium.
It's Yankee Stadium for you.
That's what it is.
2, 1, start.
Also, my New York Mets threw a combined no-hitter the other night. Their second no-hitter in franchise history, the first combined no-hitter. That was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know how to feel about it. I wanted to get the no-hitter, but combined no-hitters doesn't have the same pizzazz that a regular no-hitter has. But looking back after it happened, it was pretty cool. To go along with that, Tyler McGill is an absolute stud. The guy only went 5 innings, no runs. He got some issues with control early in the game, so that kind of affected it. But combined no-hitter, you love to see it, especially against the Phillies, because, God, just watching the Phillies lose is amazing. So that was really cool to see. The first no-hitter of the year. Really, there's been, I think, a few close no-hitters so far this year, at least ones that have went to like the 6th or 7th inning. So I thought that was very interesting.
I agree, Sean. I mean, we're starting to get deep in the avenue. We're at like a minute of hold. I agree. It's not. I didn't make the breathe times in between the breath holds long enough to really maintain a good podcast. So I think we're gonna pause on the apnea. I do appreciate you guys. Let's. What's the next segment we got here, Sean?
Next segment?
Yeah, because we got to go into what happened with our picks to click thing, Sean.
We do have to go into that.
Jordan Hicks, over under 5.5 Ks. What did you say, Sean? You had said under.
Yeah.
I said over. I'll tell you right now, it was certainly under. So that is a point for you.
That's cool.
Soto, 8 walks this week, over under. Sean, you went over. I went under. 5 walks. He slowed down, which is honestly, thank God, because he hit a homer this week.
Yeah.
And the Blue Jays versus the Astros weekend series, we both had the Astros. And as we said, you're welcome, Toronto. That was the easiest way for Toronto to win. They won 2 out of 3, even with Verlander and the other boys going on the mound. So, with that, it looks like Sean, 1 point went to you, and me, 1 point went to me, bringing our season total to Dan 3, Sean 2.
I'm gonna catch up. I'm feeling good this week.
Timeout. I just lied to everybody involved, and I hope they can. Oh my God, Sean, you know how I feel about this.
It's okay.
The over/under was set at 5 for Soto walks. He had 8 walks last week. He had 5 walks this week, so it was a push for me. Also a push for Sean. So I got no points. Sean, you got 1 point, bringing the season total to 2-2. We are now tied. Sean, how does it feel to be a part of first place?
It feels great, especially when I thought I wasn't for a little while. It's that much more special now. I thought I didn't have it.
Of course, yeah. Congratulations, Sean. We look to see you in the future.
Thank you. I hope to be here. I really do.
God bless, Sean. If you're not, this podcast is gonna fucking.
There's just gonna be a stream of consciousness of you just talking about anything.
And that's not what the fans need or want. I just tried to.
Joe Rogan will be Dan Barrio.
No, it's unfortunate. I have my hitter highlight for the week. Do you have more league news? I feel like I might have cut you off because I was had too much CO2 in my brain.
I think I do. Let me just look here.
Please.
Acuna's back. Ronald Acuna's back. Good for the sport of baseball. You guys know I'm a huge Ronald Acuna guy. Friend of the pod, friend of me.
Friend of the pod.
So that's always very good. But to go along with that, the Braves are off to a bit of a slower start. At least they were when I made this put this information in there, which I think was a few days ago. So for all I know, they could be back to 500. But I'm not too worried about them. The whole NL East right now is, aside from the Mets, are starting slow. The Marlins right now are in second place. I think they're like 11-8, 11-9. They have a solid young ball club. Within the next 3 years, I think they actually have a chance to win the division or at least make a wild card. So keep an eye on them. And let me just take one last look here. The Dodgers, their stars are slowly starting to heat up. Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman's been carrying the offense for the most part. So it's good to see those guys getting hot. But the scary part is the rest of baseball, they were winning while those guys weren't hitting. And one of the main reasons was for one particular guy who had a great start, and I'll get to him later for the highlights of the pitcher of the week. So that's all I had for news.
This guy's gonna go Walker. I thought you were talking about Clayton. I really did. You had me there. I thought you were being a nice person, Sean. But you're just a selfish piece of shit. Okay?
I just thought you had Kurt.
What do you want me to give him a picture highlight of the week every week, Sean? And I could. Frankly, I could. Another beautiful 6 gem innings last night. And also, did you hear? League News. This fucking guy at the League News acts like he's a real reporter. How about the biggest league news to happen this season, Sean? Well, Miguel Cabrera's 3,000 is big. Yeah. Clayton Kershaw last night, you know what he did?
What did he do? He broke the Dodgers record for strikeouts.
That's what he did. I knew you were
I was hoping you were going to bring it up.
I knew you would. He broke the record, 2,697. He's now 2,700, and he got a couple extra after that. Striking out Spencer Torkelson for the Dodgers' all-time leading strikeout. Strikeout leader. This is a storied franchise here, Sean. This is not a, we're talking about, especially storied pitching franchise. Koufax obviously didn't play that a large amount of years, but Koufax and Sutton and Oral Hershiser, one of the best pitching organizations of all time.
Fernando Valenzuela.
That's right. Clayton is now at the top. So it was really a beautiful moment to see. I was driving, whatever you call it when you're trying to exit Citi Field, in the car, not moving, watching on my phone. Leif got out of the car when it happened. He was clapping because we weren't moving. We started rolling down the windows, screaming to all the passing fans who were upset and disgruntled because they did just lose the game. But Clayton, he's done it, and people are going. It's a huge moment, Sean. I thought it would be on the news. I really did. That's my league news.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you. To go back to the pitcher of the week, I actually have another gun too. I have 2. So.
Okay. I actually have 2 hitters of the week. No, I have two hitters to look out for, I think.
Yeah. I realized I have 2 pitchers, but I didn't do a hitter. So.
And Sean, we don't let boundaries define us. That's not what we do on this podcast.
No. I might be able to think of somebody really quick.
Would you like me to go with my hitter of the week first?
Yeah, go right ahead.
So here's my hitter highlight for this week, guys. And it feels like every podcast I got to come on here and talk about guys I said weren't good or I didn't like. And frankly, that's what being a podcaster is. It's realizing you're wrong and owning up to it, Sean. And it's Ty France. Okay, 14 for 27 from last Wednesday to this Wednesday. We're talking now because that's when this was supposed to come out. 380 expected batting average this year, Sean. His batting average is only 368. What does that tell you? It's a little scary. So as good as he's doing, he's actually supposed to be doing better. That's frightening to hear.
Yeah.
A double, 3 homers, and 12 ribbies over that 7-day period. Yes, I said 12 ribbies, hitting 518. And here's the thing, Sean, 11.4% K rate, 8.9% walk rate. Stuff like that gets me tingling.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that means it's, semi-sustainable. I don't think that rate is sustainable, but let's say it were to be with how hard he's hitting the ball, Sean, it is. And again, I said I would shout out Anthony Rizzo. I'm going to let you give a pitcher highlight or a hitter highlight, and I got to pull something up for Rizzo if you don't mind.
Gotcha. I'm just going with Walker Buehler. I kind of let the cat out of the bag. He had a complete game the other day, and I guess it was last week because by the time we're recording this, it's a little bit off. But anyway, Dave Roberts is going to take him out after 8, and Walker Buehler basically went crazy Max Scherzer type and said, "Give me the ball," and he took the ball and went out there. And then after the game, Dave Roberts tried to play it off like he let him go out, like it was his Dave Roberts' decision. He's like, "Yeah, he was doing good. We're going to let him go." When clearly in the dugout, Walker Buehler was very adamant that he was coming back in the game, and I believe he said so to the media as well. So Dave Roberts, not idiots, but I guess he might be.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, Walker Buehler looked great. He had a little bit of a rocky start, I think, the start prior. So it was amazing to see him get on the bump and just dominate the way I know he can. I know I've been a little bit harsh on Walker, but that's what you get when you come in and you take my boy's spot. When he came up, I actually was the one to say I think he's the next Clayton. I think he's the guy that really does take it, and he has, and I'm proud of him, and I love him. I do. Big part of the franchise, big part of the World Series run. I just want to make sure people still give the king respect. And one eye. I mean, the guy's got one eye, and he's just pigeon with it. You gotta like Julio. No one gets Julio respect, I feel. But God bless. Sean, would you mind if I take you on a deep dive in a video?
I would love to see video. Very visual learner, so I'd love to see.
Me too. I gotta tell you, me too. Let's share my screen. This is Anthony Riz. Here's home run number 1. Now, the first thing I'll say, Sean, is look at that pitch is. As a lefty, that's fucking crazy. I mean, to be able to get your hands in on that, I don't want to smear his name whatsoever. That is insane to get the barrel for that.
He stands close to the plate, too.
Exactly. So that is, look where he makes contact. You guys can see that. Yeah. Let's look at the flight of the ball. That's all I'm asking. Now, how far do you think that ball went, Sean?
I'm saying like probably 315 feet.
I was going to say 312. Yeah. I mean, that Yankee is the shortest porch. That is the shortest porch in all of MLB, and that probably got 4 feet over it. I would say probably in 25 or 28 ballparks, that's not a homer. That's an out. That's just my take on that.
Yeah, I agree.
On that swing. We go further. I mean,
hell of an effort, though, right there.
What do you say?
Hell of an effort right there.
Oh, beautiful. You got that's close. Now, the next swing, I actually don't like as much, Sean, because you know what I feel about that pitch out there. Where do I think that should go? I think that should
go with it.
I think you should go with it there. Especially with a lefty with a long swing. You're going to, try and pull that over. I don't know about it, but he gets a nice swing on it. And this one, I'll tell you, that probably goes 325. That 330. That one was a monster shot. That one definitely, out of the 3, was a monster shot.
He lost some weight. He looks a little skinnier.
He does. Now, here is the last one, Sean. 378. Would you look at that? I'm sorry.
How the hell? Wow.
Here's the third.
Oh, God.
He thinks it's fucking nothing. I mean, for fuck's sake, Sean. I mean,
Yankee
have you
State.
seen a worse 3 home run performance is my question.
I don't think it could get any worse.
I don't think there's ever been a 3 homer game with less combined distance. I don't think I have to look that up. I think that's confirmed, right?
Let's say an inside the park home run.
Sean, you might have had that
often.
I think the only reason I bring this up is I just remember Josh. Remember Juice? And that, I mean, geez.
Yeah, 4.
Right. And he had a double. And that double went further than any of those balls went. Yeah. So, listen, Anthony Rizzo's having a good year. Those are all decently well-hit balls. My only issue is, in another world, he's 0 for 4 there. It's not that crazy of a world. He probably has a double on a 378. He's got a double there. He's 1 for 4 with a double, and that's fine for Anthony Rizzo. I'm just saying, I think the stats might be a little inflated right now because he got lucky again and again in one game.
Top 10 first baseman in the league right there.
That is correct. I mean, he's the best fantasy player right now, Sean. I want to end my life because of that statement. He is number 1 in fantasy.
That's crazy.
Thank you for indulging me, Sean. I appreciate it.
Anytime. I appreciate videos. I really do.
Of course. Now, do you have another pitcher highlight? Do you have a hitter highlight? What do you got?
I have a pitcher highlight, just quick. Max Scherzer. I think I had him at one point earlier in the year. I don't want to go too much into detail. I don't want to make you guys think this is a Mets only podcast, because Dan sure as hell would never let that happen. But the man, I think it was 6 no-hit innings against the Cardinals. I don't know if you guys what sucks. Yeah,
Sucks.
7 actually 7 innings. I think it was 7. Anyway, the Mets were down 2-0 in that game. 2 outs, nobody on, and proceeded to score 5 straight runs. So that was a great game. Nolan Arenado did make an error, which is very rare, but still.
I got my pitcher highlight for the week, and it's not a terrible pitcher. Don't worry, guys. It's Carlos Rodon. Okay, Rodon, however you want to call it. I've been so eyeing this guy coming into this year. I tried to trade for him in every league I had. You saw I had him in that top 10 list. He was probably the highest of those like iffy pitchers that aren't established aces yet.
Yeah.
This guy looks good, Sean. I really like Rodon. This week, again, last Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays ago, so last Wednesday, over 11 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned, 4 walks, and 17 Ks. He had the most Ks in the league up until yesterday when a couple people got their like 5th starts or 4th starts, whatever. The walks, I still need work. He's had 2 walks a game pretty much, which isn't terrible. But Clayton actually just walked his first batter last night, just to give you a reference. 43.2% K rate, Sean. And he hasn't even really fixed the walk rate.
Yeah.
It's scary because his expected ERA is like 117, I think, or his ERA is 117. His expected is like 150. Like if he gets the walk rate down, like he's doing that with a high walk rate, it's gonna be. I like Rodon. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good one. And speaking of walks, Kevin Gausman still hasn't walked anybody yet this year.
So Clayton was the last. Okay, that's tough.
I believe Gausman still hasn't walked anybody.
No, you're probably right. Good for Kevin.
Yeah,
interesting because he's got a lot of split stuff. Good for him. And Clayton honestly pitches out of the zone like probably 6 out of 7 pitches. Like he doesn't really throw many strikes.
Yeah, he just gets them to chase.
Yeah. God bless. Good for Kevin. Good for Kevin. Are you happy for Kevin?
I'm very happy for Kevin.
I got a couple of interesting things to note, Sean, about my last week's picks for players to watch. Kyle Tucker, Sean, thank God, he's finally a little bit of a breakout with 2 3-hit games this week.
Yeah.
Jesse Winker had 4 straight games with a hit, but he's still massively underperforming. So, add him onto the list again. I guess it just takes 2 weeks. And Clay Holmes, he got through another 3 scoreless innings pitched this week, Sean. I'm telling you, this guy looks pretty good. He's going to have a big role on a team one day. It might not even be the Yankees, but
yeah,
he's going to have a big role. Do you have any more highlights, or do you want to jump into the players to watch for this?
I don't think I have any other highlights, really. I believe I spoke about Miggy getting 3,000 last week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I have too much else to add.
Yeah, I love you.
Want me to?
What'd you say?
A lot of love in the podcast.
Oh, it's all love. That's all this podcast is, Sean. It's all love.
Yeah.
Would you want me to do the batter to watch, or you go to a player to watch first?
You can go first, and then I'll tell you mine after.
You're gonna like this, Sean. I'll tell you right now. His average this season, 224. Okay. His expected average, 322. His BABIP is 281 though, which is kind of interesting because that's not.
Yeah.
You'd expect his BABIP to be really low. So what does that kind of mean? He's got a 92 percentile in expected batting average and his hard hit rate, and he's hitting the ball hard 53% of the time. Here's why I think the BABIP is still reasonable, but his average and expected is so different. And that's because this player, Sean, had cancer, and that's Trey Mancini. I mean, this guy is phenomenal. This guy is probably one of the best hitters in the league. He's got the 10th highest variance in WOBA to expected WOBA. Just wait for the breakout this week, guys, because Trey Mancini, he's going to hit 322 all year after this. That's what he's supposed to be doing. He's hitting the ball, Sean. 53% of the time he swings the bat, he's hitting it hard. Hard. That's like 95 plus. Trey Mancini.
Hell of a comeback story.
Oh, my God, Sean.
All joking aside, hell of a comeback story.
I wasn't joking, Sean. There's no jokes going on here. Those are all real stats, all right? You think I'm joking to the people?
No, absolutely.
I love Trey. I actually dropped him for my fantasy team a couple weeks ago, but
Nice.
the specific
Love only goes so far.
reasons. It was strategic, you know. What are you gonna do? I honestly, his strikeout rate's 23%, which is interesting because that's in line exactly with the rest of his career. So a lot of his numbers are very much in line with the rest of his career, except his expected average, which I'm not really certain why it's going on. It's because he's hitting the ball a lot harder than he used to. This year, his hard hit rate was like around 42%. Right now, it's 53%. And his average exit velocity is up almost 3 miles an hour, which is leading to him having an expected batting average of, a little bit higher. I don't know how much he's going to play into it. He's going to hit more than 224. He'll probably end up hitting around 275, 280. But so look for Trey Mancini to start picking up a little bit.
Great guy too. Great clubhouse guy.
Oh, amazing person.
Yeah. So my guy, someone I actually picked up this week in the Yahoo regular fantasy, and that is J.P. Crawford of the Seattle Mariners. He is doing quite well here. I have the stats in front of me on my phone because my computer isn't working too well. But he's hitting 360 right now, in 75 at bats. Now he's always a guy who he's got he can hit for an average. Yes, and he hit 273 last year, but for whatever reason, I think he's kind of under the radar. When I picked him up, which was I think this past Tuesday, I want to say, he was only like rostered in like 52% of the leagues, and he has more fantasy points this year than let me just pull up my roster here.
Oh God, he's gonna
More fantasy points than a lot of the players on my team.
Wow.
See,
Name drop us.
Cedric Mullins.
Wow, I love Cedric Mullins.
I do too. I do. He's gonna get going. I have Mike Zunino, but he has -20 so far this year. But All-Star, by the way, last year. All-Star. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you guys. It's depressing to look at those stats. Anyway, he's got a lot more points. He's got a lot more points than guys on my team, and he is not being respected enough around the Yahoo League and even the Fantrax. So I looked in there too. I'm not sure if he's on a team in Fantrax or not in our league, but he might be soon after this video drops.
Respect for J.P. Crawford. That's what we're rooting for on this podcast. Absolutely. I actually have another batter, Sean, so I'm going to sneak him in here.
Right now.
This guy's name is Luis Robert. Okay, Luis Robert, Louis Bob. He's got a 188 average this year, Sean. Not looking good. And again, these stats are as of last Wednesday. His expected average, Sean, 338. So
wow,
quite the difference there.
Wow.
His BABIP is 179, so that makes a little bit of sense there. Here's the thing: his strikeout rate is 14%, which for Robert is fantastic, because he's been, the big issue with Robert has been that strikeout rate, and that was the reason I was not as high on him as other people, because he's been striking out like 30+% pretty much his entire time in the big leagues. Here's the thing, Sean. His walk rate, take a guess what you think it is.
Is it under 10%?
It is 1.9%, Sean. And ain't gonna get it done.
That's pretty bad.
That ain't gonna get it done. He's 99 percentile on slugging, 98 percentile on max exit velocity, 97 percentile on expected running on base and expected batting average. But he's 1% in chase rate and 4% in walk rate. So although his strikeout rate is 14%, that's not steady.
No.
This guy's a 25+ strikeout rate guy. That's going to go up. And the walk rate, I mean, you'd have to imagine it goes up. It literally cannot go down.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. He's really, really underperforming the expected numbers, how hard he hits the ball. And he's got speed, so he's not like he's not getting to first or something like that. It's not a speed issue, not an athleticism issue. It's just a very weird profile. It's like, is this happening strictly because of his plate discipline? Could you be struggling this much? I mean, he is hitting the ball and putting in play hard, but I mean, when he's going to strike out 25+%, and he's not going to walk more than 5%. I don't know how successful you can be, especially when pitchers are going to make adjustments and attack that. his chase rate is the worst in the league. They're just not going to throw him strikes.
Yeah.
You know, that concerns me. Another thing that concerns me about his profile is his sprint speed and his outs above average. They're in like the 50 or 60th percentile, which are two things that were really highly touted, especially his fielding. You know, he was like a great fielder. We're only 18, 20 games in, so you know, nothing to go crazy about. But he's like, okay, he's not bad. He's slightly above average, which is, I expected him to be like elite, I guess, in those categories. Those are kind of like the athleticism categories. Right now, it seems like he's just a guy who hits the ball really hard, and I don't think of that when I think of Luis Robert. This is all to say he's on my player to watch for this week, right? It's just a very weird profile. You know, what I see and what the profile says is I don't know. I'm a little bit confused. What do you think about Luis Robert?
I think he's kind of an anomaly, or enigma. I think I might use that word wrong.
Both work.
Yeah. He's kind of, to me, he represents more that new style of player in the game right now. The White Sox have a lot of those guys. Eloy Jimenez, I think, is similar to that in that regard. But yeah, he hasn't really got it going yet. And the White Sox themselves haven't got it going yet. I think they're like 6-10, I believe, last time I checked.
They're not great.
Yeah. Which, they'll turn around and Luis Robert will pick it up a little bit too. But I don't, like you said, his skill, his speed and defense was part of the draw to him as well.
Right.
But,
do you have a pitcher to watch for this week?
I don't have one off the top of my head. No.
Okay. That's no worries. I can do that for you, Sean.
All right.
And I'm going to turn to a guy by the name of Alex Cobb. Okay. That's in the league a little bit. ERA 4.82 this year so far, Sean. That's not good. Do you know what his expected ERA is? Take a guess.
4.2.
1.06. All right. It's a little bit of a juxtaposition. 35% K rate for Alex Cobb. Thank you. And a 5% walk rate. He's got an absolute Christmas tree going on the old baseball savant. And we're talking about Alex Cobb, Sean. This is like not some youthful guy coming up, figuring shit out. This is a veteran. A long time ago, I remember most with the Rays. The one thing when looking at his profile, I'll just give you a quick screen share. I know you guys like that so much. Here's a quick share. I mean, you don't picture that with Alex Cobb, do you? But I mean, the guy is just, for some reason, doing his thing. So we came down here, as we did, in the pitcher rankings, and when I'm trying to scout people, what's going on? Why is he doing better? The only real change I could see is that sinker, which is a pitch you would predominantly, think of, let's throw that down in the zone. Yeah. It's up in the zone. And again, it's limited sample size here. We're going back to kind of like 2019, like last full year. It's down,
Yeah.
I don't know. He's making it, but basically it's the same percentages for the most part, except that sinker is really just more up, almost in this zone where he never used to throw it. That's basically where he's throwing it. And we've seen that a lot with guys taking their fastball and moving it up and having more success with it. I didn't think a sinker would do that, but
yeah,
God bless. I mean, I can't imagine it's given him that, and it hasn't given him more success. Technically, it's a 4.82, but it's expected to give him more success. So
yeah,
I'm expecting Alex Cobb to turn around and have some good starts here in the next upcoming week. Also, Clayton Kershaw's got a 37.7% K rate, Sean. All right, I just want people to know that. And his ERA is again blown out of proportion because Dave Roberts, holy fucking shit, Sean. He went 5 innings of 1-run ball with 75 pitches, and Dave said, that Clayton, that's enough. You don't need more than that. 75 pitches they bowled. And what did the bullpen do, Sean? They gave up every base runner that was on there. Every one of them. Expected ERA of 1.75 for Clayton this year. So I'm gonna leave it there.
Bullpen never changes for Kersh.
No, it never does.
I like that. I like that out of you. The world wouldn't spin if the bullpen didn't blow up a Kershaw good start.
Amen, brother. Do you have a hot take for the fans out there? Because you're gonna
No.
like mine. Oh, I can't
I-
wait to give you mine.
Excuse me. I don't. This has been a tough one because I feel like my hot takes haven't been that hot recently.
Well, Sean, make them a little spicier.
I have one brewing, and I mentioned earlier about the Marlins about the next few years making the playoffs. I think I won't say they won't be a wild card team, but I think they finish at least 5 games over 500 and are in the wild card contention all the way to the end.
Sean just took a taste of it. Looks like you brewed it up right. I think that's a good hot take there. Marlins make the playoff again. I'd say first time in a while, first time since 2020. That was ridiculous, but Marlins make the playoff.
Prior to that was 2003.
I like that out of you. That's a hot take, Sean. I mean, it's not going to play this week, but I'm not going to forget it. I am not going to forget that. We're going to hold you to it.
I love the Jorge Soler sign. He's mashing balls down there.
Love it. Love it.
They have and Jazz Chisholm. I mean, they got a good young team. Pitching too.
Yes. Yes, sir. And more to come.
Exactly.
A lot more to come. That Sixto isn't even back up yet, right? From injury.
No, he's not.
It's going to be something. My hot take for the week, Sean, I want you to fucking listen to this. I want you to look in my eyes and see how much I believe it too. Max Scherzer is probably going to get 2 starts. He's got to start tonight. He's the late game on Sunday versus the Phillies. I think he gets absolutely blown up tonight. And next weekend, he's playing the Phillies next weekend as well. What do you guys just play the fucking Phillies every day? Is that what you guys do?
This is the second series. I think we're going to finish all our games with the Phillies by the end of May.
God bless. I think he gets blown up on back-to-back outings for a combined 10 earned runs. My hot take. I think he gives up 6 or 4 probably. I don't think it's 5 and 5. I think it's 6 and 4. But yeah, Scherzer gets blown up back-to-back games. It's my hot take.
I hope.
I don't even think it's fucking hot, man. The guy's hot garbage.
The guy has like a sub-2 ERA. He hasn't lost. This team hasn't lost in a game he started since he was with the Nationals last year.
It's propaganda. It's propaganda. It's not even propaganda. It's in propaganda. That's how propaganda it is. Now, I'm going to let you get one more hot take that will have an effect on today. Okay, Sean? With the new segment, what should Kirsch wear to Josephine's 50th birthday party? This won't be happening every week, probably once a year. Okay? So, give me a moment.
Okay. I can't wait to hear or to see what you come back with.
Yeah. It's 2 polos. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 2 polos. One of them is purple, one of them is pink. I won't have this white shirt on underneath. This is the purple.
Yeah.
How do you like the purple?
I love the perp.
Okay, give me 1 second. Don't forget, okay?
I won't.
All right. To make sure this thing is hot, Sean.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'll get the collar down for you. I want to look good. All right.
Wow. That's a hot pink.
And again, the shirt's kind of showing underneath, but that won't be there, you know?
Yeah. Show off the guns. Absolutely. Ladies, he's single. I'd go. I'm going to go perp.
God, Sean, everyone's going perp, okay? Now tell me, do I look bad in the pink? Because I've had like 3 or 4 perps in a row, and I'm starting to get self-conscious.
I don't think you look bad in the pink. Personally, I'm not a pink guy. I'm also slightly colorblind. For those of you out there who suffer from the same, issues.
Is it how the guns look in it?
With the pink, it makes it look like you could hurt somebody. The
I
guns
would
are just out.
Oh yeah. All right. So, but you're a purple guy.
I am a purple guy. Yeah.
It's a hot take, Sean. Good job. That's a hot take. I like that out of you.
Thank you.
Oh, all right. Well,
Fashion advice. Never thought I'd be one giving it.
look who it is, folks. I'll add a nice picture right here of how I looked at the party with some of the fellas. How do you think that'd be? You think they'd like that?
That'd be beautiful.
Cut to me and the birthday girl here. All right, we're back. Sean, I got one last thing for you. You might have 10 last things for me, but we do have to talk about our 3 things for this week.
Yes.
I didn't even discuss it with you. I came up with 3 things. If you don't
Okay.
like them, you tell me.
All right.
Thing number 1, Anthony Rizzo. 7 extra base hits last week. Extra base hits. We're not gonna go there. Over under 3.5 extra base hits this week. He's got 7 games.
Going over.
You know,
My ride or die top 10 pick.
I'll take the under. I think I would have had to take the over if you took the under, but I'll gladly take the under.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman is sitting at 299 right now. Does he finish the week on Sunday hitting over or under 300.5?
Who are their opponents this week? Do you know?
Good question. I should have had that for you.
That's all
Good
good.
question. You look up their opponents this week, and I'm going to read you the next one.
Okay.
Seattle, winning percentage right now is 524. Okay.
Okay.
They have the Rays and the Astros coming up for 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
So they will play 7 games. They're 11-10, but they just lost 4 games. They're on a 4-game slide, Seattle. Do they finish this week? 5.501 is the over under for the winning percentage. Basically, are they over or under 500?
I'm gonna say under.
They will finish this week. They have 2 tough opponents.
Yeah, they do.
You know, Sean, what I've noticed a lot this year is that you've been right on some things. And one thing you said earlier, that the Seattle Mariners are winning the division this year. And if they're going to do that, they're going to have to beat tough teams like Houston in division and Tampa Bay. I'm going to go Seattle holds the over here, and they finish the week above 500.
Okay. I like that. By the way, the Dodgers play a game against the Tigers today, and they play the Giants and then the Cubs.
What do you think on Freddie? I'll go first because I know you've been going first. I want to chinch you.
Yeah.
I'm going under. I don't think he breaks 300.
Well, I'm gonna go over then, baby.
Yeah. All right. So there we go. Freddie Freeman. Sean says over 300. I say under. He's sitting 299 right now. I think Seattle's going to be over 500 winning percentage. Sean says they're going to slide back to under 500. Like to see him not sticking with his pick there. I mean, it's just disturbing. And then Anthony Rizzo, Sean thinks is going to get 4 extra base hits this week, and I think he's probably going to get 3 or less. That's basically where we're at.
Yes,
Anything you want to add? Was there a segment I forgot?
I don't think so. Other than just enjoy baseball, and it's the best time of the year.
It is. Do you have any reservations, any second thoughts on the shirt? Because we can change it at any time.
I don't, but if I decide off air, I'll send a text message and then you can screenshot it and then input it here and say that Sean's a liar and going back on what he said.
I appreciate that. And guys, please, I know it doesn't matter too much, but comment down below which one you would have picked. You know,
Yeah.
which one you think I would have looked better in. Because, you know, that'll factor into next year. You know, and next year, honestly, is probably, there's 2 ways we can go about this, Sean. I either could be just a purple polo to the 50s, you know, wait for the 60s to go for pink.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, we make it a tradition thing, or now next year we got to wear pink because we wore the purple. The problem is with that, 2 years from now, I'm going to have to get new polos. You know, I might just want to ride out 10 years of perk. You know, I'll be good for the next 20 years if I do that method.
These are tough decisions.
That's what I'm trying
I
to
couldn't
say.
be you. It's not easy being the king.
No. Oh, God, no. I'll tell you, no. It is not. Didi Gregorius didn't get a hit last night, and Leaf bet $300 that he would. I'm very upset about it.
Wow.
Yeah, he lost a lot of money last night. Waffles? Oh, I'm going to break your heart. I'm going to break your fucking heart.
No.
You want the good news or bad news?
Hit me with the bad news first.
There's no more brisket.
Oh. We ate that in the rain. How they dare they do that to us?
There's no more brisket. They took out the place. There's no more of the barbecue food. That was my favorite thing to get.
So what's there instead?
They just made Shake Shack like fucking Shake Shack,
It's massive.
that whole thing is now the whole thing. It's just Shake Shack.
Shake Shack was big to begin with. Oh my god! What's the good news though? I need some good news after that.
Waffles is no longer on the first base side with the little cart. They have their own fucking storefront.
Yes.
They are. What do you say?
Is it quicker?
We didn't get to go. That's honestly part of the bad news, but we didn't get to go to Waffles. The line was still egregious. It couldn't have been that much slower, But no, it looks like they made it. They made it to a storefront type situation. So
They made it big.
They're pretty safe. Honestly, Waffles might have taken over the brisket, which is a toss up. Listen, I think you can get other ice cream there. It's not going to be as good as Waffles, but that brisket, man, that was my favorite.
The mac and cheese too. The mix the pulled pork with the mac.
It's not the same. The issue is they're just good now, and the stadium was packed. I was in the 500 sections above home plate.
Mm-hmm.
Every seat was taken, the whole fucking place, Sean.
Love that. Hey, when the Mets are good.
I know, but they haven't been good in so long. It's just annoying now to go to a game. It's nice when you get to, fucking spread out. Everyone's like, oh, these people fucking suck, huh? It's...
Monso's hitting bombs.
That's all I got for you guys. I'm sorry. I just thought you guys might be interested in what's been going on here.
Yeah, that sounds like a potential podcast idea. We'll go to a game this summer and try some food and let you guys know what we think.
We should go to we should go to a couple games and do food reviews.
There you go, City and Yankee. Check it out.
We'll call it 10th inning eats, So that next time you guys go to a game, you have a little plan in mind. Oh, I want to go here. You know what Rob got?
What did Rob get?
Have you ever seen Vegan City?
No.
Oh, Sean, I'm not going to get... I'm not... Because I'll start saying things I shouldn't be saying on this podcast. They opened up this place called Vegan City. Huge green, whatever Vegan City.
Yeah.
He waited online for about an hour to get a vegan sausage and pep. Oh, burning to loss, really.
I'm sorry we just ruined the podcast, guys.
No, and it was probably like $85. You know what I mean? It was just...
Did he enjoy it?
He did. He was like, oh, it's the first time I had a real sausage and pepper in a long time. I'm like, Robert, it's not fucking real. What are you talking about? He's like, no, but these are real peppers and everything. I said, Robert, you've had peppers in the last fucking week. What are you talking about?
It's not real sausage.
No, it was unfortunate. The whole experience was unfortunate. I didn't even get the bobblehead. You see it here. What happened was, we got there so late because there was a huge car accident on the way there. We got in, we missed the giveaway.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, coach was just going up to people like, I'll pay you money. My friend needs a bob. That's what he was saying with the burp and everything. My friend needs a bobblehead, please. And he paid some random guy who looked like he was coked out, Sean. Okay? He didn't even have the box anymore. Everyone's he's just holding the bobble. He's like, 20? I'll take a 20. That's going to do it for the Anthony podcast, guys. I appreciate you guys listening in. We'll see you next week. I think Sundays you guys will see this on Monday. So I think that'll be a better schedule for you guys because the week really doesn't go Wednesday, but Wednesday does it.
No.
So you guys will get to hear, what happened for the 7-day period that actually has been determined to be a week in this country. And I believe across the world.
I think the world, yeah.
No other countries is a different week, right?
I don't think so, no.
Ain't that beautiful, Sean?
It is beautiful.
There's a lot of things that connect us all together.
And yeah.
No matter where you are, Sean, it's still fucking Sunday right now.
Yeah.
And God damn it, that's fucking beautiful.
That is.
You're telling me I go to North Korea. I get in there. What day is it? They'll tell me Sunday right now.
Unless Kim Jong-un says it's not, but.
And the great thing is he hasn't said that yet to my knowledge.
They said a lot of things, but I don't think that.
What about Australia, though?
Well, they're technically a day ahead of us, I think, because they're the other side of the world.
So it's just everyone else against Australia.
I think so.
You think they just...
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week. I appreciate all of this.